Margaret, and I asked for this debate and I welcome it. I have 3.5 minutes, so you think, what will I say? What's the important things to say? And I don't really wish to waste them on a senior minister's absence at a Wellbeing Expo. I've said it this morning and I repeat it for the record. It's entirely unacceptable. You seem to be totally overworked, ministers, and I pay tribute to your work on the ground. But more importantly, the minister should be here, because the announcement to lift restrictions, while very welcome, was made outside of the Dáil, without context, without any placing it in context in relation to the draconian legislation still on our books and when it's going to be lifted, without any reference to a human rights assessment of what we've been through. And while I forgive everything in the beginning, because clearly it came without any, suddenly, and I participated and gave my consent to the draconian legislation. Never after that did I, on the basis that I never once accepted that the government was being frank with me in relation to facts and figures and human rights assessment. And in fact, when I raised it recently with the Taoiseach, I think his response, as subject to correction, was he was too busy for a human rights assessment, but he'd have no problem with it in the future. And so when we look back on this pandemic, it's now in the risk assessment register, the national risk for the next time. And what we need to know is preparedness and planning. And to do that, we must learn. And so there was a cross-party committee that recommended an inquiry into what happened in the nursing homes. No action taken on foot of any of those recommendations. We have a look back now and with a press release. Again, no minister, no terms of reference telling us what we're setting out to learn. And the biggest thing that jumped out at me over the last 2 years was the compliance of the public. The compliance of the public, noted repeatedly in the police and authority reports, which were very detailed. And one of the very good mechanisms that was set up, I think, by Minister Flanagan, Deputy Flanagan now, that the policing powers would be monitored. And the police and authority were given that role, and they did it very effectively. And they praised the guards when it was due, and they also highlighted some of the problems. But the big thing was the compliance of the population of Ireland. So when we clap hands and we give awards, it's for the people of Ireland who showed us the way. And what this government did, it moved from a position of solidarity, where we were all in it together, to a position of division. We did it with the over 70-year-olds. We then ended up by using our children in terms of using our children to protect adults. It's never happened, in my opinion, in the history of the world, where we use children to protect who weren't at danger themselves. And then we brought in a thing of masks at school for them. I happily wear my mask and comply with everything, but without any built-in review until the end of February. I know that seems to be going now, but if we do that, we're doing it without any thought about the effects on children. You've only to read the Special Rapporteur's report on the effect of COVID on children and the disproportionate... 3:15, I thought, but 3:15 seconds, but... Yeah, the disproportionate effect on different groups. So we were never all in this together, although we had the illusion in the beginning that we were, and the people led us. Thank you. Thank you.